guys. Dun, dun, dun.
For Game 5 between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz. And for more on these two clubs, let's check in with the Dean, Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Marv. At 3:30 this morning, Michael Jordan woke up with flu-like symptoms. He had a stomach ache and a headache, and he couldn't go back to sleep. He threw up all night, and as reported earlier, he missed the shoot-around, but he was in bed all day and continued to throw up. As a matter of fact, he got in here early. When I went to talk to him back in the back room, he was in a dark room trying to get some rest, but still throwing up. And Marv, I talked to him, I said, how do you feel? He said, I really feel horrible. But his history in games where he's either been hurt or sick has been bad news for the opponent. And as you can see, he's ready to go tonight. Marv?
All right, thanks, Ahmad. And the Utah Jazz control the tip.
Too far out of his range there. I just don't think Carl had any idea what the shot clock was.
And Jordan trying to slip it, and then took it back and hit. So Michael Jordan, despite, by the way, visibly shaken.
I know we be having conversations about who's one of the people watch Mike, they come away with this allure. I'm telling you, bro, this black cat right here, this amazing gentleman that had so much to do with revolutionize our game. I want you guys to watch and just study how this man did not give a fuck about anything other than winning. I want you guys to see his face this whole entire time. All right. I want you guys to see his. I'm just saying, Mike is different. So when we're watching, I watch with that keen eye. I will never disrespect Mike's greatness. I will never disrespect what he's built. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, y'all at home. When I come away watching Mike, I come away with like, dang. Dang. And right here is OD.
By the flu symptoms, has checked in, replacing Luke Longley. It's Utah 7 and Chicago 2.
Marv, Utah's got the quick start that they needed to keep the crowd into it.
And Michael Jordan able to line drive it home for his second field goal. In the field in a red-hot opening quarter. Chicago just 5-15. Michael Jordan is back, putting the move on Chris Mars.
I don't think he's taking one dribble.
So Jordan has 6 points, 3 of 6. Now Kukoc posting up. Jordan off the fake.
One.
Would have. He'll go to the line.
Chicago cannot guard on the perimeter.
Right elbow tuck. That shit going in every time. Right elbow tuck. That shit going in every time.
This series shifted to Salt Lake City.
Terrible pass. Well, John Stockton
look at the
with a
pace,
rare mistake. Draws the foul. Here to the second quarter, playing with flu-like symptoms. Also looked exhausted in the fourth quarter the other night, although he was able to pick things up.
And that pick and roll has been very good to Utah, almost so much that they forgot to go to inside game because they're getting so many good scores out of any pick and roll with John
that was OD that Larry Bird
Isley on the left side of the floor.
Michael Jordan has had to carry so much of the load as Hornacek back-to-back horrible turnovers for Utah.
And Jordan puts moves on
so
Hornacek. Hornacek off the fake. And Pippen able to glide in for the rebound.
Yes,
finding Longley. And the Jazz now leading by just 9.
All right, watching Michael Jordan.
Basketball, when they get a rebound or get a steal, get out and run and attack the basket.
Evans came over to join Dan Crawford because Stockton and Parker were pushing on the lineup.
Oh my God.
Jordan to the crossover. Yes. Not bad for a guy playing with Dan Crawford because Stockton and Parker were pushing
Just quick
on the
decisions.
lineup.
Yank.
Jordan to the crossover. Yes.
Gosh, that's tough.
Not bad for a guy playing with
I get better every time I watch it. I have to watch highlights in a minute, y'all, so.
13-2 run.
Well, there's a theory that if you're hurting some or not feeling particularly well, then it heightens your awareness and concentration. You take.
And Jordan with 12 of his 16 points here in the second quarter. It's down to a 3-point Jazz lead. And the steal by Jordan. Putting behind the back on Russell. He turned it around and fed it to Pippen. Tipped home by Jordan. What a play Michael Jordan.
Well, Chicago is in that mode now. Any mistake made by Utah, long rebound, steal, they are getting out and flying.
The game is so much easier when you play defense. So, like, a lot of offense can be fabricated things on this, but like, when you play great defense.
Shot clock at 6. Foster off the double team.
Play great defense. Anything is possible in the game.
Bulls actually have a chance to take the lead. They're in the midst of a 23-8
Oh my gosh, come here, baby.
Jordan putting moves on and a foul. Now Stockton was trying to draw the charge.
Now John Stockton out of control, passing on the move right into the hands of Michael Jordan with Scottie Pippen filling the lane for the nice finish, and Jordan not taking anything for granted, finishing off. Stockton in all kinds of trouble, tries the Dennis Rodman flop, doesn't get the whistle there. Jordan to the line.
I know they must have hated playing against Jordan, bro. That's why a lot of people
Jordan
don't like him now.
with
That
19
motherfucker busting
points
people ass in the 90s. That boy got six out of 10 years. He got championship, bro.
Led 36-20, 3 minutes into the second. And the Chicago Bulls have taken
That's just like,
a 1-point lead with 2.5 left.
Are you kidding? I am really sick. I asked Chip Shaver, the trainer. He said he's exhausted, totally dehydrated, and a little bit out of it. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. Well, I'm told by the Jazz players that Jerry Sloan really threw a tirade at halftime, screaming at them, unhappy that they were up 16 and then lost the lead. Said we need more defense, transition, keep them off the boards. Says we match the aggression and intensity of Pippen and Jordan. That's why they're going to the foul line.
Russell eluding Pippen. Rodman very active here in the third quarter.
And the Jazz not able to get to their offensive glass. Ostertag was great. Karl Malone's got the 3 fouls. Has to play very smart here.
Nice pass. Jordan to the cutting Longley. And the Utah lead is down to 2.
Oh, the best job by Luke Longley all series long of moving without the ball. When the double team comes, finding that lane, finding the open seam, and finishing.
Hopper his third.
Karl Malone coming to double team, and Rodman just did a good enough job of getting in the way of Greg Foster.
Yes, Howard Isley has checked back in, replacing John Stockton. They double up on Hornacek, who's able to find Ostertag. Back for Hornacek. That time mistimed by Ostertag, looking for the tip. Chicago down by 2. Jordan got the step. Jordan has tied the game at 63. 2-2 position in the NBA Finals just once during their previous 4 title runs. That was back in '92 against Portland. And they went out to beat the Blazers 4 games to 2. That was their second of 4 titles. It is 2-2 right now in this game number 5. Michael Jordan cuts it to a 5-point Jazz lead. Chris Mars back on the floor, had some good moments. Not there though, coming up short.
But he's willing to take shots. And right now, some of these guys from Utah are tightening up a bit. How long are you going to go with Karl Malone on the bench? He's looking up at Jerry Sloan and saying, put me in there, coach.
Malone playing with 4 fouls. Well, he's been sitting here at the start of the 4th quarter. Antoine Carr. And here is Chris Mars.
and that'll buy Karl Malone another 30 seconds or another minute of rest. Time and score will dictate when Karl Malone comes back in.
Chris Mars with 11 points off the bench. Jordan, yes, the Jazz 77 and the Bulls 71 with 2 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter.
And you're talking about him leaving Marvin, not playing anymore. He's having the time of his life out there.
Well, we talked about that with him the other day. And I said, could you actually sit out next year? He claimed he could. Whether he's just positioning, we don't know. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan pops it down to Kukoc. Kukoc for 3. Yes.
Well, of course, this is not as much fun as baseball. No way.
The Jazz leading by 3.
Well, Tony Kukoc might as well only take three-point shots. That's all he's made in the last 2 games for Chicago.
Ball's pass broken up. And Pippen able to come up with it on the deflection. Jordan fires for 3. Yes. And he's tied the game at 77. Chicago can recapture the lead. Utah has led by as many as 16. The Bulls at one point led by 1. Russell on Jordan. Anderson cheating over. Shot clock at 7. Jordan shooting. Yes. Chicago 79 and Utah 77.
It was his burst of speed to get to the position that set it all up, and then he just outweighted Russell facial. Where's Karl Malone?
Malone played by Williams. Illegal defense for the first time against the Bulls.
Well, there's this cut across by Michael, getting open, wants to really drive, but not a good enough spacing by the rest of Chicago.
It's a crazy drive.
By Williams. Illegal defense for the first time against the Bulls.
Well, there's this cut across by Michael, getting open, wants to really drive, but not a good enough spacing by the rest of the Chicago Bulls, but just that little shake was able to get Brian Russell on his heels.
We're down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the 4th. The game tied at 81. Malone played by Rodman and double team. Pippen knocked it aside. Picked up, recovered though. Stockton for 3.
That noise was crazy.
Exact spot that he hit that enormous three-pointer in game 4. And he just did it with 2 on the shot clock. 3-point Jazz lead. Bulls have missed their last 6 shots. Jordan, yes. But Jazz by 1 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the 4th quarter.
All game long, Russell forces him left, and then he gives up an easy right-hander. Jordan is too good to allow him into the middle of the lane.
Malone backing Rodman. And a foul against the Bulls, and they're upset. That is number 6 on Dennis Rodman.
Well, the Chicago Bulls defense doing a good job of cutting off Ostertag on that cut to the basket when Longley goes to for the double team. Here the loose ball, the scramble, everybody diving around, and John Stockton calmly with just 1 second left on the shot clock with the huge 3, and Michael Jordan on the move, beating Russell to the right, hanging in the air, and finishing that shot off.
And then Karl Malone in the paint, the fadeaway on the arm, clearly by Dennis Rodman, forcing the shot to be short. And now Karl Malone again at the line with everything to be determined with these 2 foul shots.
Malone is 4 of 7 at the line. You see the stats on Rodman in 23 minutes, 7 rebounds, only 1 field goal, 2 points. He's been replaced by Tony Kukoc.
That's that lack of discipline we were talking about early in the game with Dennis Rodman when he picked up a couple of cheap fouls. If you get Karl Malone to take that fadeaway shot, you have to be happy. Foul.
And the 4.
Incredibly smart.
Shot clock at 5. And a foul called on the Jazz. It's on Hornacek. Team foul number 5. For Utah, so both teams are now over the foul limit.
I got to chill.
Scottie Pippen back to the line. He's 6 of 7 at the line, and he has an opportunity to tie the game. Chicago's now 18.
It does mean a lot in terms of conversation of accolades and accomplishments, 100%. But in terms of like the respect that all of us peers have for each other, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? Make or miss in the finals is obviously a big deal.
Come back to Jordan. He's clapping for it.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you play in the finals is obviously a big deal. I'm not saying it's the most important thing.
The 4.
It also is about making magic happen, guys. Every time can you make magic happen. Basketball is such a rhythm sport. You know, and when you're in these finals, you only get maximum 7 games, right? But at minimum, it's 4 games. You got to play your best in all 4 of those games. If you don't, and you're one of the primary players on the team, it's a little bit of a different,
Stockton for 3.
a little bit of a different feel.
Faced down by Russell.
For sure.
They get the
One player doesn't win championships. That's the thing I want you guys to realize. One player cannot win a championship. It's a team game. You need 5 players on the court
Good
to play
shape
well.
in
All
terms
at
of
once.
timeouts.
And I'm not saying offensively and everybody's got to play well. I'm just saying
Shot
that
clock at
people got to
10.
do the little things necessary in order
Here's
to win ball
Malone
games.
stepping back for the fadeaway. Bad shot that is handled.
Everybody's got to do the little
There's
things to
plenty
win
of time
championships.
on
Everybody.
the 24.
And Phil Jackson calling for a pick and roll. Obviously, Michael Jordan to be the ball handler.
Down to 50 seconds. Here's Long.
Turn my audio up. I got you.
Here's Jordan. Foul.
All right.
Hit on a reach in, and you can just look at the body language on Michael Jordan. You get the idea he's having difficulty just standing up.
But Ostertag saves the day here as the defense broke down. Karl Malone with plenty of time on the shot clock. He can beat Luke Longley. He's fading away there. He's fading on his baseline shot from down low. He's fading on his free throws. Utah needs a timeout. Jerry Sloan needs to tell Karl Malone to go to the hoop.
The Bulls 84. Jordan, an 83% free throw.
You guys can't hear me? What do you mean? I'm not talking.
And the game is tied at 85.
Marv, the Bulls have been here so many times.
A lot of shots,
huge
guys.
Games, year after year. The confidence, the poise, the determination, the discipline and organization down the stretch, all paying off right now with Jordan masterfully at the line.
Jordan able to scoop up the loose ball for the possession with 40 seconds remaining. The game tied at 85.
85-85, guys. The score is 85-85, though. That's OD. 85-85 with 34.7 seconds. A lot of fun. Respect. A lot of defense.
10 on
Okay, go ahead. Flip one of it.
Backing Hornacek. Here's Jordan.
Yep.
Yes. Michael Jordan from straight away. He looks like he's a boxer just hanging on along the ropes, but able to hit for a 3-point Chicago lead. Ostertag cuts it to 1.
You got a foul right now. You got a foul. Karl Malone, what are you doing?
We're down to 10 seconds.
You got a foul.
As they open the floor. Able to put it
Wow.
from Tony Kukoc.
It was a big play.
Chicago lead with 6 2/10 seconds to go in the 4th quarter.
That's hard to believe that you can lose track of time and score as Karl Malone did there right next to Pippen. He does have 5 fouls. No excuse. Should have committed one there.
Big game.
Michael Jordan playing on heart and spirit. The missed free throw here. Everybody's standing there. And then the furthest guy from the ball, Michael Jordan, comes up with it. And then he backs it out. They post up Scotty. And then for no reason, they double team Scotty down low and leaving Michael Jordan. He knocks down this three, gives him the huge lead. And then the total exhaustion on the bench. Michael Jordan sucking air, got the back massage from Scottie Pippen. I think Chicago just fouls right here. It makes it a free throw game the rest of the way.
Down to 6 2/10 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Here's the 3-point attempt. Now Stockton trying to back it up. And we get a whistle of 0.2 of a second remaining. Now both teams are over the limit. And the foul is called on the Bulls. So Utah to the line. Foul on
Jordan
Pippen.
was different, y'all.
And the strategy here is obvious. The Bulls up by 3. You got to hit the first and purposely miss.
Tex winner,
the
Phil
second,
Jackson.
and,
What a 10.
then hope for the best.
What a deal.
From John Stockton not able to hit, and that will do it. Because they're 3 points down, and now he hits the second. 0.2 of a second remaining. The inbounds and the Chicago Bulls.
Big time dub, man. Big time dub, y'all.
around defensively.
My last video,
See if
y'all.
They sustain it now. For
Probably only get through 15 minutes of it.
a 2 for 2.
Yo, by the way, I want to make sure that we all give Michael Jordan his flowers. I know he's gotten a lot of flowers over his lifetime, but I want to say that personally, man. Shout out to MJ, bro. You inspired a lot of us. You have definitely set a different standard for a lot of hoopers. I mean, I still look to you for inspiration, not only just your videos, but your interviews. I'm not doing no glazing shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. I'm gonna give respect when respect is due. Every time I've seen him, I've definitely tried to shake his hand and let him know how much I appreciate him. You know, because he definitely handled all the pressure of being, you know, one of the best players of all time, and he's done it well, and he's transitioned into something greater. So I'm happy for him and happy for his family. You know, shout out to his family. A lot of love his way, man. You know, he did some amazing things out there, bro.
Giving up the absolute